Nirvana leader Kurt Cobain was found in a house in Seattle on Friday morning, dead of an apparently self-inflicted shotgun blast to the head. Police found what is said to be a suicide note at the scene, but have not yet divulged its contents. Cobain, who was 27, had reportedly been missing for several days. The Los Angeles Times reported on Wednesday that Nirvana was breaking up and that Cobain was planning to undergo drug rehabilitation. A source close to the band told MTV News earlier this week that while that story sounded bad, it was better than what was, quote, really going on. That comment remains to be clarified. Cobain's body was found in a house in Seattle where he had previously lived. It was discovered by an electrician who had showed up at around 8 a.m. to do some work at the house. He looked in a window and said he recognized the body on the floor as Cobain's. Before calling police, the electrician first called a local radio station to break the news. Although at press time, police were declining to officially identify the body as that of Cobain, pending notification of next of kin, a reporter for the Seattle Post-Intelligencer who was on the scene ID'd the body as Cobain's, and several other news outlets have gone public with that identification.
The electrician was going to do some repair work. He went up to above the garage where there's a small cottage above the garage, and when he looked inside, he saw a man lying on the floor. It was obvious this man is dead from a shotgun wound to the head. Now, there was a suicide note left inside the house.
There was a note, there was a planter that had been dumped upside down in the dirt at root ball, and it was laying there on the counter with a full-size sheet of paper, the pin stuck through it that was a suicide note, apparently, from what the officer said.
Did you get a chance to read it?
I only read the bottom lines on it. Bottom two lines said, I love you, to someone.
What did you feel when you heard the news on the radio?
I wanted to cry, and then I got really mad, really ticked.
Nirvana is like the only music I listen to nowadays. Them and Screaming Trees, but that's about it. I mean, for some people like me, it's gonna suck.
I'm very surprised. I mean, from what I know, he's very young, very talented. I mean, I'm shocked. He could have gone so much more places with his talent. I mean, he had great music, great talent. I'm just very shocked.
I had sort of admired him, and I really like Nirvana, and I think it's a real shame that he did it.
Everybody is real upset about it, and it's a shock. We can't understand, we can't believe that it happened. It's unbelievable. And this is one man that will not be forgotten.
It's really, what is really interesting is that a lot of the younger kids that are calling, I don't think have ever experienced anything, and they're young. I mean, we're talking 12, 11, 12, 13, have never experienced anything like this before, even though there's violence and death in the papers every day. Somebody like Kurt Cobain going, it doesn't compute.
They did not play according to the rules, and they came at a time when the rules were strangling the music. I think they just blew the 80s nonsense apart. They knocked Michael Jackson off the charts. What better metaphor for what he could have accomplished? He had so much to give, and he had so much left to write. And I think in a way, and I don't mean this speciously at all, but I think he was the closest that his generation came to a John Lennon, in that, he was writing very much from the heart, very directly, and he didn't play according to the rules. And the thing that I found really disturbing was the number of letters that I got after my original review of In Utero, in which I made that reference. People were saying, well, how dare you compare him to John Lennon? I say, look at their life stories, listen to the music. If you don't see the connection, then you're just not paying attention. The thing is, people say, well, what did he say to his audience? Well, he was his audience. Yeah. In a way, I really feel that this is a great loss. This is not just some, rock star who couldn't handle success and took an easy way out. I think he really shows that there's a generation out there that really has to come to grips with their future. And in many ways, I think a lot of older people and parents really shouldn't look at this as like, this is a rock star, couldn't handle it. I say, this is your kids. Think about it.
I've been begging for help Friday for help, suicide and psychiatric problems. I'm also a small-town musician, and I can feel from where Kurt Cobain was coming from, because I have not found anybody yet since Friday morning to help me.
I started getting faxes that evening into the next day, into Saturday. I was getting faxes from kids faxing me. Like, what do I do? I don't know. What do you do? I don't know what to tell you. Stay alive.